YouTube? It's your boy 41 Pop. We back with another video. Apparently, Mr. Beast is in trouble and there's a new lawsuit on his Feastables. Let's see what's going on. I know he just released some collab with KSI and Logan Paul called Lunchly. It's like supposed to be going up against Lunchables and shit. So let's see what's going on in this. This is an Osmond Gold react. I'm reacting to his video. Like and subscribe. Let's go.
Mean that they have slaves make the Feastables, or that there's pieces of slaves in the Feastables and they're like part of the recipe? Like, because I don't know which one it is. Why not both? That's a good point.
The completely deserved, absolutely justified, and deeply satisfying destruction of Mr. Beast's public reputation after he became the world's largest social media influencer by leveraging some of the most sleazy, disreputable, and materialistic techniques you can possibly imagine.
That's right.
Now, to be absolutely clear, I don't think the lawsuit that I'll be mostly focusing on for today will actually go anywhere, because a lawsuit like this is almost certainly destined to be settled out of court. When you have sleazy pieces of shit like Jimmy Donaldson and mismanaged companies like Beast Holdings, they can't survive the process of search and discovery because they know what they did wrong and they know what the optics will be. It doesn't matter how much money they have. People think it does, and it can, but it doesn't in certain situations like this one. It doesn't matter what law firm they hire. Eventually, when you consistently act like garbage all day, every day for the sake of profit, you end up with a simple cost-benefit equation of, I have screwed up repeatedly, and if we actually fight these people in public, the world's going to openly see at least some of those screw-ups, which is...
Exactly. It's not in their best interest to fight it publicly. Yeah, they don't want to fight it publicly because, like, the more that they fight it, the more it's going to give people a reason to doubt them or distrust them. The best thing for them to do is settle or try to get the lawsuit thrown out.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Precise point in time where the con man or the dirt bag suddenly goes, wait, I'm sorry, I'm reasonable. Let's find a settlement here. And then they use a non-disclosure agreement to make sure nobody says anything after they get bent over in private. The sleazy dirtbag media mogul comes out looking fine on paper because that's their ultimate goal.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, they lost. They know it. Their opposition certainly knows it. But the public just never gets to see the details. In my opinion, that's precisely what's about to happen here, with very little uncertainty, I might add, because Beast Games is a dumpster fire of a production, so much so that I'm quite frankly baffled by the fact that Amazon is still working with this guy. I would be holistically unsurprised, actually, if we got some sort of announcement soon that they're...
people are upset because Upper Echelon doesn't like Mr. Beast. I mean, who cares? Like, I mean, I think it's pretty evident that Mr. Beast has done a lot of things that are, like, bad. Some of the things are probably not true, but there's enough of them that probably are true that, you know, it's not so good, is it? Yeah, who likes Mr. Beast? A lot of people. That's why people keep watching his videos.
Makes him look bad.
Influencers done a business, HR degrees.
A lot of people like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast average is literally the biggest YouTuber on... Yeah, he's the biggest YouTuber on the planet, bro. So a lot of people like Mr. Beast, but with that, also a lot of people don't like him, too. I don't really know what he's done that's that bad, though. Let's find out.
They have no idea about the legal side of stuff. They have advisors. No, I mean, the people that, like, Mr. Beast isn't making these decisions himself. There's a people that he's hired to make these decisions. And also keep in mind, Amazon is getting sued about this too, right? So it's not like this is all Mr. Beast just being a stupid YouTuber who doesn't know the law. I mean, Amazon is involved in this. Could he face criminal charges? Almost never.
Not working with him anymore, but that's pure speculation on my part. I guess we'll find out over time. So lately, advertising itself has become a sort of game of psychological manipulation here on YouTube.
Always
like
has
having
been.
A progress bar for the advertisement at the bottom of the screen that deceptively makes you think the sponsored part is about to be over, but it's really not, which is...
Mr. Beast did that, by the way. Very relevant.
Mr. Beast,
but in my opinion, it's a fun...
What's that? What he do?
Deceptively makes you think the sponsored part is about to be over, but it's really not, which is...
Mr. Beast did that, by the way.
What's wrong with that?
Perfectly legal, mind you, but in my opinion, it's a fundamentally disrespectful thing for your own audience. With that in mind, yes, today is a...
If it's clever, it's good, right?
Yes, I'm about to talk about a product, but I'm also going to do it in a clear-cut, straightforward way. The sponsor is Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN, a virtual private...
All right. If you can do a sponsor cleverly and you have a a good way of doing it, why not do it, bro? I don't see the bad in that. You know what I'm saying? And that's how he makes his money for his videos. No way.
Network. Most of you
You
have
need
probably
this
heard
to
of
look
them.
at porn
And
in
VPNs
Texas
protect you
now.
against a bunch of different things. Nothing in cybersecurity is ever 100% effective. It's a tool, not a miracle. But Surfshark
Yeah.
protects against certain types of phishing
People just blow everything out of proportion. It's whatever. It ain't that deep.
attacks, malware, DNS tunneling,
For real? Yeah.
DDoS attacks in particular, and also against invasive data harvesting practices from big tech companies. On top of that, Surfshark unlocks additional content on streaming websites, such as Netflix, for example. You can change your region, thereby adding additional options in your video library because of geographic licensing contracts.
Yep.
And Surfshark gets around regional censorship, like the government deciding to block things.
Very
As well as
important.
encryption, IP
That's like
protection,
in, you know,
modification,
again,
and more.
Oh, that's dope.
Surfshark operates
Venezuela,
completely
something like
separate
that, Brazil.
infrastructure from NordVPN.
Yeah,
Surfshark
Brazil.
also maintains a warrant canary. I will never use or endorse a VPN
Okay.
that doesn't. And if you click
It
the link
works
down
in
below
Nord?
using promo code a
I
warrant
used to use
canary,
Nord.
I will never use or endorse a VPN that doesn't. And if you click the link down below using promo code Echelon, you can take advantage of a special community-wide offer for up to 4 months for free. Again, that's promo code Echelon with the link down below for a community-wide special offer. Big thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring the channel. Special offer. Big thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring the channel.
WF.
Back on task. This right
That's
here
useful.
is a redacted version of the overall complaint because, quote, the plaintiffs have filed this action using
upper
pseudonyms
echelon.
and applying conservative redactions that limit public viewing in
That's
a good
smart.
faith effort to comply
Yeah.
with defendants' overbroad confidentiality provisions, which plaintiff alleges are unenforceable, as well as to preserve the confidentiality and privacy interests of the plaintiffs who wish to avoid
No, it's a good idea for them to hide their names because if they didn't, then those people would get exposed and they'd get attacked for suing Mr. Beast. Yeah, it's definitely a good idea for that to happen.
opprobrium meaning backlash or criticism in this case from mentally deficient Beast fans.
That's right.
At this point, I'm
Exactly.
going to read the basic overview of complaints on the cover page, actually, because there's not really that much to see down below since a lot of it is redacted. Quote,
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, voice your opinion. I feel like, why hide? You know that about something, voice your opinion, right?
class action complaint for failure to pay minimum wages.
Easy.
Liquidated damages for failure to pay
Don't pay
minimum
'em.
wages. Failure to pay
Facts.
overtime.
Don't pay 'em.
Sexual harassment.
Well, you know.
Failure to prevent sexual harassment.
There's that.
Negligent infliction of emotional distress.
I could believe that.
Failure to prevent uninterrupted meal breaks.
Sure.
Failure to provide uninterrupted rest breaks.
Naturally.
Failure to
Damn.
pay wages promptly upon termination.
I bet
Failure-
this
Damn.
show is going to be a real. It's going to be a real event. I'll tell you that. Yeah, it sounds like this show is going to go crazy.
to provide accurate and itemized wage statements, failure to indemnify for employee expenses and losses in discharging duties, unfair business practices, false advertising, declaratory relief. End quote.
That's the
whole-
Mr. Beast
Bro, law and order shit. That channel, they definitely going to be streaming this.
special.
whole obligatory I'm not a
Law
lawyer
and victims,
disclaimer,
whatever.
because
Yep.
massive YouTube lawyers apparently like to take people out of context and make things up for the sake of twisting arguments.
Sure.
But even with that in mind, this complaint seems pretty obviously geared towards the classification of contestants as now employees under California
Yeah.
state law, which would then result in a lot of responsibilities and compensation requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Something I'll address at the end of the video. That claim actually takes on a whole new light in the full context of how the company routinely operates, but I'll get to that later on.
Okay.
I can't speak to the future of that claim, but a lot of what they have in here goes hand in hand with a multitude of
I
other
hope Beast Games flops badly. So the show will be bad, but based off of the amount of emotional damage the show has done to people, it makes me think that it will be popular. Because like people love seeing like really raw, bad stuff like that. So like the worse something is, the more popular it will be. Distressing.
Drama.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much the same thing. People love drama. That's what it is. Drama will always get you views. I'm telling you.
Like that's how I think people are.
Relations about the general mismanagement of Beast Holdings.
Watching a train wreck?
They
Yeah.
cite
Ants,
in
they
the
just-
lawsuit directly. The production
They're
manual
just
was
attracted
leaked
to
a
it.
few weeks ago where they
Right.
say things like "no doesn't mean no," and they talk about how if talent wants to draw a dick on the whiteboard in the video or do something stupid, let them. Going on to say, really,
Who cares?
do everything you can to empower the boys when filming and help them make content. Help them be idiots. End quote. This isn't the first time.
I don't think that's a problem. I don't like that. To me, like just by itself isn't really an issue. yeah, I'm not really seeing like the no means no is like not a big deal. Like obviously that's bad, right? If you take that out of context and anywhere else. But like you're talking about making YouTube videos, right? I mean, you're not really talking about like sexual harassment.
We've heard about sexual harassment at this company.
Yeah.
It's not the first time we've heard about issues with their competitions. It's just a formalized version of those problems in one isolated production, admittedly a very
Yeah.
large production, with an emphasis on contestants qualifying as
Who's
employees
committing these
to
acts
expand
of
the scope.
sexual
But even
harassment,
if we
bro?
make the joke
Is it like, what the hell? Like, is people they employed, or is it like their friends? Because at this point, it doesn't even make sense. Is Mr. Beast's company that big?
jump and talk about
How many
actual
people work for
employees
his
here, not
company?
regular contestants now claimed to be employees, the picture doesn't get any better. Beast Games has filmed in 2 locations so far, Las Vegas and Toronto, Canada. During the
Okay.
Vegas shoot, YouTuber Rosanna Pansino posted an email that she had been sent, allegedly from the IATSE, which states Beast Games, aka Project Greenlight, had been deemed an unfair production where
Damn.
union workers were prohibited from working on set.
Oh
For
my
anyone
God.
who doesn't know, the IATSE is the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees.
Oh,
I can't necessarily speak further on this because I haven't seen the actual email, but what I can speak further on is the ACTRA, which is the Alliance of Canadian Cinema, Television, and Radio Artists, which has publicly posted do not work notices on their bulletin.
Oh
To be
my
fair,
God.
non-union productions aren't exactly uncommon. You can have a television show that does not work directly with these unions.
Yeah, sure.
But see, normal productions don't result in their contestants getting frequently hospitalized.
bad. That's bad. That's where they get you. That's bad.
I mean, how many people died on Survivor? It was like 3 or 4, right?
People died on that show? What? I didn't even notice. I was too young for that. I was mad young when that came out.
I feel like a lot of these shows are like, yeah, they do. Like, yeah, you want to have people get killed on the show.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
People die.
All right, we're back.
Yeah, of course. Not in one season. You're right. You're right. They had to build up to that.
Productions aren't starving their contestants with inadequate meals and then feeding them shitty chocolate bars in front of a camera, telling them to say how much they love it. Oh, you love that Feastables bar, don't you? For the advertising.
Oh my
Normal
God.
productions aren't losing contestants' underwear and depriving women on their
Bro, starving them of food and then making them eat Mr. Beast Feastables?
Hey, yo, that's crazy. Starving them is crazy.
Feastables? Oh my God.
period
This
of
is a
their
South
personal
Park episode.
belongings
This is
or
the-
withholding
it-
proper treatment.
Bro, it's like he's Jigsaw or something. Yeah, it's nuts. Like, it's crazy how much different really, like, is this from like a horror movie? It's a villain, yes. It's amazing. It's inhumane, yes.
That's
I
crazy.
could go on, like how normal productions don't misplace medications or hire registered sex offenders, but I think most people get the point.
Yeah, that was
There's
all the other
basically
stuff,
three different
yeah.
angles right now. First was the Ava Chris Tyson fiasco. I don't need to go in depth on that. It's mostly in the past anyway, but it opened
Yep.
the door for a lot more stuff to come out as the carefully cultivated "I'm the perfect golden boy, look at me" atmosphere began showing signs of weakness. Second was the workplace culture allegations from Dogpack 404, which is kind of ongoing in a sense, where it came out that the company had knowingly hired sex offenders, run
Yes.
dozens of alleged illegal lotteries, and a whole bunch more that
Ooh.
I've covered super in depth already, so no need to rehash. But then third is the Beast Games stuff, and that's where I think the company's genuinely the most vulnerable right now. Amazon brought them in for a $100 million production. It's like
Wow.
the biggest game show in history, apparently. They're now
Damn.
making
What?
headlines repeatedly as people get hospitalized, injured, or mistreated. And now they're getting sued because they screwed up so bad so many times, the lawyers found an actual opening.
I hate to say this, but I think this is going to be a situation like Grand Theft Auto,
Damn.
where it's like when people hear that like this show was such chaos and it was so bad, I could see people wanting to watch it because of that. Right? I mean, I think that could happen. Could Amazon be held liable? Well, of course. Yeah, the lawsuit. See, Mr. Beast is big, right? But we're talking about Amazon here, okay? There's a question as to whether the Mr. Beast brand is worth $1 billion, right? Like, is it or not? Nobody really knows. There's no question that Amazon is worth multiple trillions of dollars.
Right.
Like I said
Not
earlier,
even
this lawsuit
remotely
will almost
close.
certainly disappear.
It's
from
not
here forward,
1/1000th the size
it
of
goes to a
Amazon.
back room, some money changes hands, easy peasy. No more public scrutiny for that one. But there's also the issue of what they're choosing to actually respond to. When I say respond,
And that's crazy too. Like 100 mil to Amazon, like $100.
right? I mean, public statements,
crazy.
because
They
there's
should.
plenty of responses, other responses, if you know where to look.
Yeah.
Like how they got accused of running illegal lotteries.
Or maybe
and
$1.
they immediately
Everything.
deleted every
Yeah.
single
Instruction.
trace of those live streams that they could find.
Smart.
Which I would personally call a cover up. But again, I've talked about that before.
Yeah.
The thing is, when it comes to actual human interaction, personal responses to address concerns, criticisms, or other issues, there's basically nothing. The only thing they have done is come out and defend their new Lunchables alternative, which is
Ooh,
probably the
true.
least interesting or impactful.
I hate this name,
Lunchly. It comes with a prime drink, a feastable candy bar, and a competitive pizza towards Lunchables.
Lunchly is such a shitty word. Like, I really do. I think Lunchables sounds way better. Like, every time I try to think of the word Lunchly, I think Lunchables in my head. I'm really not a fan of the name. Fansly?
I don't want to say it.
Yeah, but Fansly doesn't have, like, it's not like,
Like it could be a copyright suit, right? It's pretty close to Lunchables.
I don't think Fansly's is bad. I hear Lunchly and I think Lunchables.
Criticism that anyone could possibly have of them. Just to quickly explain,
Lunchly
Mr.
just doesn't
Beast,
sound
KSI,
good.
and Logan Paul, of all people, have decided to launch some sort of
Yeah.
garbage-ass Lunchables competitor right now. Which
Oh yeah, and I you know what? Maybe I should try this. I should try this and see if it's any better. Like compare it with like Lunchables. Get like
That'd be
3
dope.
of each.
people are complaining is unhealthy, and it probably is, but that's what they've decided to collectively respond about.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, it makes sense. Avoid the hard-hitting problems and fixate on whatever small thing you can find where it's not a big deal and the critics look like they're nitpicking, because they probably don't even...
Well, the reason why he's doing it, and so this is a good strategy, is that all internet controversy, and I've said this before, everything has an expiration date. Whatever people care about a lot right now,
Protein 11, calories 230, 310.
nobody will care about in 2 or 3 years. Like, for example, look at COVID. Like, COVID has gone up recently, and it's had like multiple peaks where like there were a lot of cases of people getting COVID, but nobody talked about it anymore because people just stopped caring. People, I don't want to hear about COVID anymore. I've already heard about COVID too many times. It's on DR. It's on cooldown. And so if Mr. Beast is able to just simply ignore it for long enough, the people that are fixating on it will seem like conspiracy theorists and they'll seem like they're being crazy. And then Mr. Beast wins. That's what happens. And I think that happens with every controversy. It's the same thing that happened with like Logan Paul controversy. Nobody's talking about CryptoZoo anymore. Nobody cares about it anymore. It's over.
have a valid response to the fact that they've most likely violated sweepstakes law on multiple separate occasions, hired a sex offender knowingly, which destroys the image of a child-friendly channel, and a whole bunch more chronic failures that they're quite obviously attempting to shove under the rug. But even when they use the strategy of avoiding legitimate complaints in favor of the ones that they can brush off more easily, they still look bad, because it's not the first or the only problem they've had when it comes to food. Beast Burger, which was one of the earlier attempts at making a food business, resulted in a $100 million lawsuit because it was mismanaged trash. Feastables ran a highly.
So Mr. Beast Burger,
Never tried
Mr.
it.
Beast was sued by the people that did Mr. Beast Burger, not because it was mismanaged, but because Mr. Beast called them out on it being mismanaged. So basically, they got sued. Mr. Beast got sued for defamation, and he got sued for contract breach. He didn't get sued because Mr. Beast was mismanaging it. Mr. Beast got sued because he said that it was being mismanaged, which damaged their relationship and damaged the company, in which case they sued them. So the mismanagement is in Mr. Beast's responsibility, but it was not his fault. Mr. Beast sued them. Yes, and Mr. Beast also countersued them. So a little bit of, a little fact check there. But like, yes, that's actually what happened. Who won? Who cares? I don't know. Why are they selling a post-workout drink to children? Because kids like drinking stuff with caffeine. What do you mean? Did it come true that it was mismanaged? I think it was evident that the ghost kitchens that were making Mr. Beast burgers did not have a quality standard that was being upheld. Like, there were so many points of data of that happening.
You could have ordered Mr. Beast off DoorDash. I think I seen it once time on DoorDash. It was way too expensive. First of all, they're overcharging for bullshit, and on top of that, it was just run down spots that were selling it.
It's pretty obvious that they were fucking up.
You would Google the spot and you'd be like, what the hell is a
Australia,
house?
I'm pretty sure is going to come back around to bite them soon here. And also decided to remove the no slave labor claim from their website, which again resulted in controversy. And now they're launching a
So now they don't have, wait a second. Feastables, wait, I want to see if they got rid of the page.
Yo, those are nice. Hold on.
Mr. Beast wants you to join the crew. That ain't going nowhere. Still there.
So does this mean that they have slaves make the Feastables? Or that there's pieces of slaves in the Feastables and they're like part of the recipe? Like, because I don't know which one it is. Why not both? That's a good point. Yeah, why not both? I'm buying them now, of course.
Competitor, which contains Prime Energy as the drink.
Naturally.
When Prime Energy has had not one, not two, not
They've had a
three,
lot
not
of
4,
lawsuits.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 separate products that are alleged by the Environmental Research Center to contain lead or mercury.
Lead is really good for kids because it makes it to where they can't do math. And mercury is good for them too.
Bro, they're saying all Prime drinks contain some type of lead
Because that
and
way
mercury.
they can't see anything. So yeah, having lead and mercury in your drink, that's pretty risky business strategy there.
While the founder of Prime
Yo,
Hydration claims
what?
that their new Lunchables competitor is better for you because Lunchables previously got accused of having lead in it.
Yeah.
You couldn't make this shit up if you tried. Anyway, bottom
Well,
line,
let's be honest. I don't think anybody really cares about the truth of any of this. People are just using this as a platform to hate on Logan Paul and Mr. Beast because people don't like them. I don't even know whether these accusations are true or not. Now,
This
here's
is a
what
lawsuit. But none of this is proven true yet. This is going to court. But FDA is approved. I'm pretty sure these stuff is in stores. You could buy this in gas stations, Walmarts, Targets. You could buy all this shit. Like, I don't know about the Feastables, but I know Prime Energy. You can buy in a corner store right now. They are everywhere. Like, Logan Paul got that drink. Literally, like, if you don't know, you just thought it was a new drink.
I think. I think that if you label I don't think that you should be allowed to label.
When I first started drinking Prime, I didn't know it was Logan Paul. I thought it was just a new drink too. Like, then I figured out later on that, oh, this big thing's a YouTube thing. But I didn't even know, like, these niggas, they're everywhere.
Label a food product as healthy unless you like fulfill certain criteria. And I think if you do that without fulfilling that criteria, then you should be sued or you should get fined or you should go to jail or something, right? Like the idea that you can just say something is healthy is insane. That's crazy. So yeah, one small right. Yeah, exactly, right? Like in EU they do. I don't know about in EU. I have no idea. It's false advertising. Is it surprise though? Yeah, sure. The kids playing with the dead body in the woods and streaming it, psychopathic behavior. Yeah, this is the same person exactly. And so yeah, that's what I think.
Is that a lawsuit has appeared, a class action lawsuit aimed at Beast Holdings and Amazon, because the Beast Games program, allegedly, is so horrifically mismanaged,
Yep.
it's a danger to people's health and safety.
Exciting.
The lawsuit is likely to disappear now as it fades into the obscurity of backroom deals
That's
and
right.
disclosure agreements. However, the damage is done when it comes to public reputation. Final thoughts here. I don't think he's going to go down.
I don't think that there is any long-term damage that can't be repaired.
Right.
I think that also, like, it doesn't matter what you've done. It matters what you've done lately. And if he just keeps making good content and the content is good, then people will totally forget about it.
Yo, one thing with Amazon is weak. They're woke, bro. They signed. They was gonna sign Dr. Disrespect for like almost 50 mil. Who knows? Maybe 100 mil. Who knows? He's averaging close to the same numbers as Mr. Beast. You know what I'm saying? And he's big enough, just like Mr. Beast, and he don't spend as much as Mr. Beast. So realistically, yeah, that boy was gonna get paid, man. So no, Amazon is looking out for everybody in this game.
I think that
Shout out
I'm
to
really
Amazon.
a very good example of this, where I will have like a video about every month that will get half of my audience to hate me. But it doesn't matter because
How
I'm
fast
putting
you
out
get people
so
to hate
much
you.
content that people forget about it.
Mm.
And the same exact thing happens on Twitter. There's so much stuff that's negative about me
Somebody wrote in chat, "I hate you."
that nobody can keep up with everything. So they just, yeah, Doc is the best example. Doc is actually an insanely good example.
Doc is the craziest. I literally was just talking about Doc. That's what I'm saying. Doc is like the most hated, the most viewed right now. Every time he streams, it's like 500,000. And by the time he's done, that shit hit over 1 million. So it's crazy as fuck. As soon as he starts, it's like 500,000. Crazy.
The Doc stuff after this.
Look, they got the Doc emo in
Or
there.
any of the moral issues or the ethical problems. The stuff that will genuinely hurt his company is stuff like this, buried in the most recent lawsuit, but in my opinion, much more impactful than practically anything else it contains entirely. Quote, defendants knowingly misclassified the contestants blank in part to obtain a tax credit for $2,252,523.
That's smart. That's a lot of money.
Nevada,
Yeah.
which defendants on information and belief would not have received if they had disclosed the production's actual labor costs, including the significant labor of the blank contestants in the budget they presented to the Nevada Film Commission with their tax credit application. End quote. Once again, straying into the realm of speculation on my part, Mr. Beast's game show productions have routinely used their own employees as contestants.
Hey.
There are myriad cases where
Well, that's
personal
smart,
brands,
right?
work staff, significant others, etc., production
There were
managers
a lot of them,
have
yeah.
all competed
Yeah.
as if they are legitimate random
And
subscribers.
I'm pretty sure they ran to go do it, bruh. I'm pretty sure they ran to go do it.
Not that's lying to the audience, this, that, or the other. It doesn't matter. It's just that they take their staff, their employees, shove them in a competition as if they're a contestant in that competition. That's the important through line here. And if I'm reading this right, it sounds like the same may have happened here with a misclassification of who these people are or how they relate to the company in order to obtain millions in tax credits. And that is where, in my estimation, there can be actual damaging consequences. A lot
I
of the
think
stuff
this lawsuit is really primarily against Amazon. Like, Mr. Beast isn't going to pay out a massive settlement because I bet they probably don't have that much cash that they actually have. Like, not compared to Amazon. Like, Amazon can write them a check for $100 million and it won't even really matter, right?
Right.
And it'll be probably like a lot less than that too, like $15 million. Like, imagine Amazon is putting out this show. It's gonna make them $1 billion potentially, and they have to spend an extra $15 million. Do you think they really care about this?
I don't give a fuck.
Somebody's gonna get in trouble for it, and somebody might get fired for it. But like, this isn't going to destroy the business model.
All right. I don't think anybody get
Now, what would
fired
you
for
say
it
about
either.
how
For real.
sometimes
Like, this isn't going to destroy the business model.
he's done is reprehensible, yes.
they don't give a
But
shit.
if this lawsuit is accurate, filing false paperwork to get money that you should not have from the government is when you stray into the territory of windbreakers kicking down your door.
Yeah.
And yes, people with a lot of money routinely violate laws or get away with
Mm-hmm.
crimes that the rest of us would immediately get destroyed for. But when your reputation turns toxic like this, you become a fair target for people who want to score easy political points. If you're the golden boy philanthropist who
Mm-hmm.
everybody loves, then people just look the other way when you destroy something or break a bunch
Yeah,
of
sure.
rules. If you're the self-centered narcissist who's endangering people and refusing any sort of accountability while taking millions in tax credits that they shouldn't have, nailing you for fraud isn't some sort of risk to someone's reputation. It's an easy benefit to them.
I think that you can look at Trump or Martin Shkreli as examples of that. I think that's probably true. No, he does make a good example of that. That's true.
At the end of the day, I can't say with any degree of certainty what will happen, but I can speculate that the lawsuit itself disappears while major surrounding players begin to wake up, get some distance, I think, and figure out how exactly they want to handle this upstart guy making waves where he shouldn't be making waves. That's it. If you want to support the channel, check out the links down below. Locals and Patreon, the video sponsor, Surfshark, of course, and more, but I'll cut it there. And
That was a great video. He's a great.
For people that care, yes, this is way too much content about the same topic lately. This I've just over and
this
over
is
talked
new.
about Mr. Beast.
I mean,
but
this
that's
is
what's
a
in
new
the news.
lawsuit.
I mean, I've never heard about it. He just said for it to be out a lot.
So there it is.
I
Yeah,
like this.
what the
projects,
fuck?
however, I'm working on are a revisit of cancel culture featuring Sarah Daniels and Chris Barrett.
Oh,
which is the
God.
Bungie thing. Creator- social media bot network stuff featuring dead internet theory topics and AI. And a couple indie spotlights for video games that I've been
Ooh.
delaying for months at this point, but I'm working on them. As always, thank you all for watching.
That was a great video. I feel like he gave some good points. Realistically, Mr. Beast, clean up your act. Clean up your act, man. Clean that up, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you like and subscribe. Shout out to Osmond Gold. Peace.